What's going on, folks? All right. So what we got here? I'm going to try to post this link into the chat where our Discord channel can see that I'm live. Let's see if I can see that. All right. Okay, so I hope you guys can see my chart. Team Joey Rocket Cryptos. I see you, man. What's up? Life Size Box, what's up? What's up? Are the bulls back? Bitcoin success. I don't know about that, man. We still got a little ways to go. I don't recognize this voice. Who goes there? My name is Amal, by the way. I am the head analyst of Cryptosomniac community. I also run my own fund, PegasusDAI.com. You can check it out. So yeah, I don't have that much time to go live as often as Jason. He's truly the man for being able to go live so much, especially when you have to like deal with so many trolls and so many questions. So I give him a lot of credit for handling that part. But whenever I can go live, I try my best to do so. Just to give you guys a brief introduction, I have been in the equity markets for about 10 and a half, 11 years. Mostly, trading stocks, sometimes commodities. Being able to, navigate that particular traditional asset class is, in a sense, a little bit easier than crypto. But the market strategy is still the same. A chart is still a chart. A candle is still a candle. Indicators, fibs, everything is still the same. So honestly, aside from the manipulation and borderline like bot usage in crypto, everything is still the same. I still do my analysis the same way I would do a analysis for any typical stock chart, except obviously I like to keep in mind how volatile this market is. And with that, I try to curb my analysis. So you can ask anyone in the Cryptosomniac community if they like my analysis. My analysis is also on TradingView. I try to post daily Bitcoin updates. So yeah, with that, let's try to get started. Okay, so you're saying you know the answer to when moon? No, I don't. But my morning analysis, guys. Let me pull up the drawing tools. Okay, so typically I like to look at a fresh chart. No indicators, no drawing tools, no nothing. And when I get to see exactly what's going on, with the daily chart, 4 hour, 1 hour, etc., then I like to kind of turn on my my drawing tools and whatnot. Okay, so this is a very simple chart that I drew. And the reason this is simple is because I try to draw fractals just to be able to see if they're going to work out, but I don't think this one's panning out, so that's okay. The thing about TA, guys, is you constantly learn, right? You constantly try to spot patterns. If history kind of repeats itself or rhymes, or is there something that I'm seeing or that I'm not seeing, and so I have to look at different time frames, different indicators, and see what kind of signs are certain indicators giving me. But for the most part, okay, one thing to tell you is the candlestick and volume tell you everything. Okay, all this stuff about bullish divergences, looking at the MACD, RSI overbought, oversold levels is all secondary. Okay, I'm not saying they're not important. I'm saying that it is all secondary. Everything from an indicator is derived off the price movement of a particular asset. So what would you like to do? I mean, you would want to focus on looking at the price action, right? So that's what we're going to do, okay? So as we see this inverse head and shoulders panning out, what exactly is it telling us, right? So basically, when we found a little bit of the bottom right here at 6,000, moved sideways a little bit, couldn't break down further, right? And then we quickly caught a nice little, $200 jump here, almost a let's see, a $400 jump here, and then today we caught a almost $700 jump here. Okay, now the new candle is printing us a nice $200 to $250 jump. So the last 4 days have been, pretty good for us. Okay, in Bitcoin, but is it something serious, right? Is it going to, start the next bull run? Okay, so I've told my group before that technically, yes, this could be the start of a bull run, but let's just look at the history. Okay, if we just look at Bitcoin, right, for the past 7 months, okay, from way back here, starting from, oh no, not that one. Let's see, way back here. Okay, December 17th. Okay, what have we consistently done? Okay, we've created one lower high, another one, and then we may even create another one right here, right? So the trend is saying that Bitcoin is essentially headed this way. Okay, this is the trend. Okay, and until you see the break of some significant resistance levels, such as this $7,700 zone right here, and then let's see, I think this 10K break right here. So this is 10K right here, right? And then this 11.7K right here. You won't know that trend has changed until those points have been successfully surpassed. Okay, that's just how markets work. No one really knows the bottom. Okay, and anyone who's telling you he does is a liar. But my past prediction is, let me pull up this BLX chart. Okay, this is something that I put up on TradingView, right? If we just look at the last few years of Bitcoin, okay, let's look at the. Okay, so this is Bitcoin. Way back in 2011. Okay, so something that I wanted to show you guys is check this out. Okay, we went from the bottom of, like, I don't know, pennies all the way till $31, and then retraced back all the way almost 90 to 95% of our initial run, right? And we went under the 786. So keep in mind of this 786 fib level. Okay. Okay, so then we tried to break under, went down, tested once, could not break above the resistance. Technically, this is another break right here. Let me zoom in on this chart. So check this out, okay? This is another break that we try to do right above, right? Because typically when you break through a support level, you want to be able to see, so once you go down like this, you want to retest that support as resistance. And once you know that is become resistance, then you know you're going down further. Okay, that's typically just how markets work. And so what you would do for the most part is once this is broken right here, you just short right there and short this way all the way down to whatever your targets you would like them to be, right? So I don't exactly know. I would have to do a fib analysis and turn on some indicators from the past for this, and then I would know, okay, where exactly am I shorting this at? But now that we know that that exactly is a pattern that we've seen on the first run up, right? First massive bull run, we saw it break under the 76. Well, let's see what it does on the second one, okay? Obviously, we had a big run up here too. So what do we do up here? Okay, so let me just scale out of this. So this is our next big bull run that we had in 2013, 14, and 15, I guess. Okay, so what did this part do right here? Okay, again, let me pull the fibs to the right. Okay, so we had a bottom of $63, right down here, and all the way to the top to 1,200, let's just say, okay? And then what happened? We retrace all the way down, boom, boom, boom. See, like this area right here, this looks very similar to that 11.7K break, right? That we saw around like February or March. And then we went down further and further. And sorry for this 90.5 retrace, but let's just change this to 786, okay? So let's see what the 786 fib level says. Well, look at that. Okay, so we broke down under, right? Tested once right there. tested twice right there, tested 3 times right there. Okay, that means that 3 times this support that we used to have, see, this was support back here, this was support back here, but once we broke under, we could not break above it for, you know, almost what, 8 to 9 months. Okay, and then we finally rallied up. Okay, so 3 retests above this 786, and then we broke up, and then we just never looked back. But remember, once we broke above, right, we still came down, retested it as support. Because every time, guys, a resistance is changed into a support, it needs to be ensured by the market that, hey, this is a strong support, and we're not just going to fall back under it. Okay, that's just how it works. Okay, so and the same thing, you know, vice versa. Okay, so then we went all the way up past the old all-time high, right? And then we bled down again, tested the 236 fib, and then never looked back. Okay, so now where are we? Okay, let's see. All right, so here we are in 2018. Now looking for our next bull run. Okay, so what does this tell us? We start our fib right here, 1,813. Okay, and then all the way to almost 20K. Okay, lower high, lower high, lower high. Nice little pop right here, but does that mean anything? I mean, in the long run, maybe. But look, we know consistently that Bitcoin likes to, you know, turn down under the 786 fib. So my level to look for is this $5,657 range. Okay, $5,600 range is a level you want to look for. All right, and we've come close. But I would not be surprised, guys, that we come down and try to break through this. It may not be right away. It may take weeks or months. But this is how markets work, okay? Not everything happens in a straight up or straight down fashion, okay? You won't know the next bull run until you're already over, you know, 20K. Nor will you know you're in a super long bear market until you've been in it for, you know, 6 months or like a year or two, right? Typically, that's how asset classes break down. Is, you know, once the stronger supports such as the 500, 618, and the 786 bibs are broken, I mean, you know, it's a prolonged bear market, and you're going to be in it for, you know, a substantial amount of time. And looking at, you know, coming from the stock market, I mean, this is a story that I've seen over and over. Right? So I would expect that at some point, unless we break above 7,700 first, 10K next, and 11.7K, you are not, I mean, I wouldn't be convinced that this is a bull rally, right? Don't be swayed by this, you know, Bitcoin ETF news, guys. We've had plenty of good news. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum were declared non-securities. To me, that would have been a good enough news to, you know, start a bull cycle, but we didn't. Consensus was huge. We should have started a bull cycle, but we didn't. You know, in the past few years, we always did, right? There's been a good amount of news, and you know, nothing is like giving Bitcoin the spark. So what does that tell me? It tells me that the market makers, institutions, whoever the ones that are really the money makers in this market, have kind of left the building, and they're either waiting for retrace or they're trying to push the price down to a certain level. And for me, that level might be this $3,000 to $5,000 level. And then they will, once they're satisfied in this little area, moving up and down, and then they'll just randomly one day just take it all the way up. Okay? Let me look at some questions. I've been talking a lot. I'm sorry. Okay, so cool. Nice to meet you, sir. Good to have you on. Okay, thanks, guys. Hey, yeah, smash the thumbs up, guys, please. You know, I don't go on that often, so nice little confidence boost will be good. Almost saying we going to 5K or lower. Yeah, you know, I cannot, listen, like, I don't have a crystal ball, right? I cannot definitively say that we're going to X or Y. I can only look at the past, look at the chart that's in front of me, and tell me, and you know, look or read rather, what exactly does the chart speak to me? Okay, and this chart clearly tells me that, you know, we have consistently created lower highs, whether it's this way, this way, this way, however you want to look at it, right? So, have we found a bottom? I mean, it sure doesn't seem like it, um, at least like, if you look at the past movement of Bitcoin. So based on that, I would probably say if we were following a similar pattern from history of Bitcoin, I mean, I would not be surprised if we stopped dead in our tracks right before, 8,000, 8,500 or so, and then roll back over, to finally break that $5,600 level. Okay. Marcus, am I trading anything besides ETC right now? I sometimes play with ETH here and there. Just these are probably just like short-term trades. If I see something, viable, I guess. I try to see if I have good, shorting opportunities, which I did a few days back. I think I hit my stop loss and had maybe like, 1 or 2% loss, which is okay. I mean, you win and you lose, right? So make sure you guys have, nice tight stop losses, guys. This game is basically, there's a saying in the stock markets, right, guys? They say that the real market makers, the institutions, are the ones that make the market, okay? The retail investors are the ones that essentially borrow the stock or the asset from the retail investors, okay? And unfortunately, the retail investors have no idea where the stock is going, but the institutions do. So when the retail investors are buying and the institutions are selling, what they really do is the retail investors are buying from a losing position from an institution, and they think that they know the bottom, and this is, the real value of a certain asset. But the only person who knows the real value is institutions. And they will push the stock all the way down to whatever level that they want to. And then they will make you sell it at a loss because you cannot handle and tolerate the pain of, that 50, 70, 90% loss. And then they will rebuy it from you for a cheaper price. Okay? That is essentially the definition of you hitching on to a rocket ship of how institutions work. And you are nothing but a passenger. Not even a passenger, because you're outside on the rocket ship and you might get blown away, whenever the institutions say that, hey, get this person off, kind of thing, right? But what we need to do, guys, is have smart risk management strategies, okay? And how do we do that? We set tight stop losses. We play with the trend, okay? There's a reason why, in our community, we have essentially not had too many big trades, and we have not given green signals for Bitcoin's, bull run since 9,500 and then 8,800. Okay, we all stepped away from the market. I definitely did, right? And I only play with, maybe like 5 or 10% of my portfolio in short-term trading, meaning day trading or intraday trading. Aside from that, I'm adding on to my long terms at, certain levels, whether it be ETC, NAS, Ethereum, sometimes Zilliqa, sometimes Ontology. But aside from that, I mean, there's some other projects that are on my watch list, but you'll be really surprised, guys. When Bitcoin falls, these alts are going to go significantly lower. Okay, and that's already been the case. You've seen some alts go from $30, $40 to now like $1 or $2, and I mean it's gonna happen to every alt. There's not a single alt that will survive the destruction of Bitcoin. Because we know that Bitcoin is the alpha. It dictates the market, okay? You know, honestly, you don't even have to chart any other alt. All you have to do is look at Bitcoin and how it's doing. Unless there's like significant news about, certain alt, I mean, it's probably only going to pump for a little bit. But for the most part, it will obey, the direction of the alpha. And so that's why we in Cryptosomniac, we follow the alpha. All right, let's look at some more questions. I've been talking a lot. That makes so much sense. Thanks. Are you trading anything else besides? I already answered that. 2013 to 14 was the quickest 2 cycles, and let's see, notoriety as in 2018. Didn't have the notoriety. For the truthful, you may be right, but again, guys, market makers don't care. They do not care what you think about the market and how great it is and how many advancements they've had, etc. They just don't care. They're here to make money, okay? They will buy assets when they feel that the prices, hit a nice floor and they can accumulate a lot. They don't care if it's a prolonged bear market for a month or a year or 10 years. I mean, you can, look at like silver or gold. I mean, look at those market rallies and then they just killed the market for like 10 or 20 years or something, They don't care. Um, it doesn't matter what you think of the fundamentals. I mean, again, like I'm not saying that crypto is dead and blockchain is dead and whatever. I'm just saying that you gotta be cognizant of the fact that when it comes to anything that has a psychology in terms of retail investor, and you pair that with professional traders and institutions playing the game, they are far more patient. They have significantly more money, leverage, media. Everything is on their side. The government, even, again, like you are in it just for the ride, and that's really it. So unless we break past 12K, we have not entered a bull market. Yeah, Amit. Technically, that's a trend reversal if we break past 12K. Now, if we break past 20K, then that would potentially be start of a new bull run. That is just how markets are calculated when it comes to reading what exactly is noted as a new bull run, right? You can't call it a bull run when you go from 6K to let's just say 9K, and then you get knocked down again, right? That's all you did was create a lower high, because the last high that we had was 10K, right? So now you just create another lower high. So what does that mean? That's not bull run. I mean, you can call it like a temporary, price movement, but that's it. And also like it's so artificial. I told you guys, right? Like the shorts were over leveraged on Bitfinex or BitMEX. Um, and you clearly see shorts are getting killed, right? You have this double top on the shorts, right? And this is, if you look at this right here, this exactly, the time frame matches up with Bitcoin price movement, okay? So as soon as the price of Bitcoin nudged a little bit this way, right? Shorts are just getting squeezed. So what that does, guys, is shorts are doing their best to stay in profit, right? So if you are shorting the market, means you think that Bitcoin price is going down. Well, what happens when it goes up? Well, crap, like you have stop losses in the short markets, just like you do in the spot market, right? So when the price is going up like that, you have a stop loss up here or up here, okay? And once those get hit, you have to cover your losses, right? Because you just lost 5, 10, 15%, whatever. And so what are you going to do? You're going to buy Bitcoin, right? So you're going to buy spot, okay? And so you want to jump into Bitcoin, put your money into Bitcoin and ride the wave up, okay? Because you know that you just lost some money, okay? So what happens to Bitcoin's price? Well, then Bitcoin's price gets pushed because all these people who were shorting, they just got stopped out. So now they have to cover their stop losses or cover their losses, and they have to go into Bitcoin and long it, basically, right? So that is how you get a nice price nudge by shorts covering their butts. Okay, are you trading? I'm only saying, okay. What else? Do we have any questions? Anything else? For the most part, guys, you know, I'm not saying that, hey, I have this certainty that this is not the next bull run or anything. All I'm saying is be careful. Okay, don't put all your money into Bitcoin right now. Cause look, like, I mean, if history, says anything, right, about Bitcoin's price movement, um, you know, let's pull up the daily. You'll see this. Oh God, that's an awful looking chart. You'll see that back here in April, right? We had this like long, candle from a nice short squeeze, and then we kept moving up, and then only could get to 10K and then came back down. Okay, so another thing that I was talking about in our group, in our Discord channel, and I hope you guys join because we really do have some valuable stuff in there, is this last full corrective move. Okay, so if we mark the fibs, right, we went from 10K all the way down to 5,700, okay? And now, look what we're doing, okay? We're barely able to pierce over 382, but we have to see if we can pierce through 618. And I'll tell you why 618 is important, okay? The 50 MA, the last time, so typically in assets, guys, you want to look for major moving averages to see if they slope down or slope up. Okay, when they're sloping up, you know that you're in a nice bull market because sometimes, like, you'll have retests like this, and you'll see that, okay, we're bouncing off the 50 MA nicely, and it's like for traders, it's like a mental satisfaction. Like, okay, you know what? I see the 50 MA, we bounced off it nicely. All right, now we're ready for our next, impulse wave. Okay, impulse wave meaning the price is going up. So now that we're breaking above the 50 MA, when is the last time we sloped down? Okay, well, we sloped down right about here, 84, 8,500, and matches exactly this fib right here. So there's a confluence of that, right? So what does that mean? So that means that this particular level right here, I'm telling you, you want to watch this level. Okay, $8,500, $8,600 is the level to watch. And if we can get above that, then I might be slightly convinced that, okay, this might be a pretty decent rally. Okay, and then obviously we have to look for 10K, 11.7K, etc. Okay. The bottom part of the chart has a face like that. Yeah, I know, right? What else do we have? One use case and adoption break the market maker wants to manipulate. So yeah, Brandon, that's a great point, right? But the thing is, you have to think about the market makers as people who have significant amount of money. They will do whatever it takes to push, bad news into the market, create FUD. Also, aside from that, market makers are more than willing to sacrifice Bitcoin and sell it in large sums just to be able to push the market down. That's not even a joke. Like, I mean, that happens. What they'll do is, they'll push the market down a little bit. When you think that it's going up, over here, like back here in March, then they'll sell more. They'll have one, massive day, killing the confidence of any buyers. Then they'll let it ride again. They'll probably like buy somewhere around here, push it up a little bit, and push it down again for consecutive days. So market makers are, whales or institutions. They're well aware of how to control markets. Okay, they don't care anything about crypto, anything about blockchain. All they want to do is make money, right? So they'll do whatever it takes to acquire as much Bitcoin, push it up high as they want, and push it up, push it down as low as they want. That's really how it works. Stacking. I think Amol is right. We might create a lower high now at 8K. We have created one for 7,500. Let's see where it goes from here. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously the next level to watch is 7,700, which is technically where we had like a double top way back here, I think. Yeah, like right there. Let me zoom into that a little bit. I think it's this area right here. Yeah, so we had, it's kind of double top. Whoops, that's bad. Yeah. So, aside from that, guys, I mean, I'm hoping you guys are aware and vigilant in this market. Don't FOMO. Trust me, guys. Save yourself the stress, save yourself the money, and wait for either a nice strong movement above these lower highs that we've created consistently for the last 7 months, or if you want, I mean, do like I do, which is every few $100s that Bitcoin drops, whether it be significant levels of fibs or pattern breakdowns, I'll buy specific alts, as I told you, right? Nebulous, ETC, Zilliqa, Ontology, just a few of them on my radar, just because I believe in those projects. So, yeah, keep buying on the way down. I mean, it's kind of what I do. But again, like don't put your entire bank account in Bitcoin. So proper risk management. Okay. Let's see if we have any questions. How far apart do you think you should put current price stops and limit prices? For the truthful, so I'm not really a big fan of random percentage points, but I like to tell people to do that because I want people to start utilizing tight stop losses. Typically, what I do is look for the breakdown of a pattern, a Fibonacci level, the break above or below a moving average, a significant one that has been useful in the past, and use those as points for my stop limit levels. That's probably a good way to go about that. So for example, if I bought Bitcoin right here, right, I'd probably start selling at these levels, okay? This one right here, 6,700, 7,300, this one, and then this one, okay? I'd probably do my best to like start taking profits, okay? Another reason why I say that these levels right here are useful. There's a chart that I drew up. Let's see if we have this one right here. So let's do the daily, and let me turn off this moving average. Crap, I just deleted it. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up all the way up here, okay? And we're gonna go all the way to the first fib corrective wave, okay? So something to show you guys, right? So once we hit 20,000 or so, we went all the way down to 6,055. And then what do we do? Okay, well, we went from this point and we rallied up all the way to the 382 level of the prior corrective wave, right? So we could not break above it. We could have only gone 38.2%. Okay, and then what happened? Okay, after this breakdown, we went from 11.7K all the way down to 6,450 or so. Okay, let's just say $6,400. And then what happened? Okay, well we got stopped dead in our tracks right here around the 50% Fibonacci level. Okay, so every time we got stopped here at 38.2, 50% right there. Now what? Okay, now we've created from 10K, we went all the way down to $5,700, right? Right there. So where are we right now? We are on currently the 38.2 fib. So last time we broke down right here at 38.2. Over here we broke down under the 50%. This time around, who knows? We might break down, somewhere between the three of these. Okay, and I think it might be the 618 fib because, as I told you guys before, that the 50 moving average right there, that is where it last sloped down. Okay, so that is a good way of you looking at a chart, drawing fibs, and looking at, okay, where does Bitcoin lack strength? Does it face heavy resistance at 38.2, 50%, 618, and then it just gets knocked down? Is there a pattern amongst those? Does it get knocked down by the 50 MA, kind of like back here, up here, even over here? Because the 50 MA has been quite resistant, right? So these are just things that you want to pay attention to, guys. Okay, wanted to know what level is okay for BTC if it goes below 5K, like 4K, 3K. So I actually have a chart for that too, Amit. Here you are. Did a chart right here. So I had this chart drawn months ago, and I was, so this is what I mean, right? All-time high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, so I have a feeling that if we break below that 786 fib, we will probably bounce somewhere between this L2 and L3 zone. Okay, just something that I personally have a conviction about. That does not mean we will. You can do your own research and figure that out. But again, we still have levels to break through, right? First we have, obviously now we have to go back down through the new supports that we've now created and go back past the old lower low that we created back here, which is the $5,700 level. Okay, so once we break below that, then we might have these in play. Okay, so appreciate your analysis, sharing the psychological aspect of trading and the market maker. Spot on. Check out GoChain if you get a chance. Already has mainnet, ICOs, and big partnerships coming. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out, man. Good information. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Aside from that, I don't really have a whole lot to say. Honestly, guys, just be careful in the market. Again, like, I'm not bullish or bearish. It doesn't mean anything to me to push you guys one way or the other. I mean, my main goal is to make sure that, people don't make mistakes and lose money, right? I mean, it's just kind of sad that, people think that, they can make you FOMO into a coin or whatever and push that price up. I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs, and it's really bad for a space like this, because that really is how the .com bubble burst. You had a bunch of noobs going into a market thinking that they're going to make money, and then they wipe out their life savings, and they're broke. So I just don't want that for you guys, and I want to do my best to provide analysis. I do daily analysis in our Discord channel. Honestly, they're 10 to 14 hours a day. Anyone in this group can attest to it. I try to do my best to answer questions. So yeah, honestly, we're in it together, and I really want you guys to succeed, just like I want everyone to succeed, With the ETF possibly getting approved August 10th, can this totally reshape the charts? Yeah, Marcus, honestly, I don't think so, right? There's just something that's been bugging me about like the timing of this ETF. And by the way, it can actually be denied like it has plenty of times before. I mean, this is not the first time Bitcoin ETF has been put on the table. They've been denied several times. The Winklevoss twins have tried that many years ago. Now it's just like, I think the space is getting ready for this, but I think there's a lot of concerns from the SEC about the safety of the funds, insurance, fraud, manipulation, etc. Right? They don't want another .com-esque bubble and burst and whatnot. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it still happens. But if the proposal is rejected, I think there's a 45-day extension that they can refile and get that looked at again. So that's also a possibility. But I really don't think that on August 10th, if things get approved or if the SEC approves it, I don't think we're going to right off the bat start a bull run and start making new all-time highs and whatnot. So. But again, I remain. I hope I'm wrong, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. CBOE seems to get their approvals from what I've researched. Yeah, I mean CBOE is clearly, a big player in all this, and Solidex and the Van Dyke. I forgot what the name of the other firm was. They're all pretty legit players. Couldn't we run up potentially till August 10th news? I mean, yeah, that's absolutely a possibility, Marcus. I definitely think we could, but again, I'm not gonna know exactly if that's going to happen. All I can see is that you know the overall trend of Bitcoin is still down. You know, don't don't think that you have missed the bottom and now you want to FOMO into a market that's already taking off. I think you guys have been great investors thus far. Investing in this asset class, on the way down, whether it be like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10K even, you've already kind of cemented a good foundation for the next potential bull run. But don't, try to throw your money into it right now thinking that, hey guys, this is it, like this is the start of a new bull run. That's not how it works. Let's say BTC goes below your L2 and L3 level. How bad will it be for alts? Like, will we see $5 to $1 Neo and other alts? Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Again, like I don't think so. In terms of Neo specifically, I don't know about $5 or $1, but I will bet you that you will see alts at these ridiculously cheap prices that you would have never thought of before. Okay, and honestly, not saying like Neo's $1 or $5 prices out of the question, but you're gonna see some really cheap prices. There's no way for me to gauge exactly how low an alt will go, because alts nowadays, whether BTC goes up or down, they've just been stagnant. Like the life has basically been taken out of crypto. The average FOMO retail investor has left the market. Okay, they've sold at losses. The big institutions have not really even come in. They're probably maybe accumulating, but they haven't accumulated enough, I guess, or maybe they haven't really even come in to push the price up to a new bull market, right? So also, actually, something interesting that I see right here is this line. Let me see something. Let me extend this out. Okay, so wow, would you look at that? Okay, so when we touch this point, this point, this point, this point, all these match up perfectly for this trend line. And so now this is where we're facing resistance. Wow, okay. Look at that. Funny how TA works, huh? Look at that. Look at that pin right there. Oh my god. That is crazy, right? I don't know. I just thought that's really cool. I'm a nerd. Look at that. I mean, that is insane. This is so now that gives me something interesting to look forward to too, is these points right here that we touched and we had essentially created these support levels right on the way up. Now that's become resistance. So breaking above this is also another area that you want to watch carefully. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting, huh? All right then. Looks like we all learned something today, huh? More upside than downside is what I'm saying. Stacking 9mm. Yeah, man, maybe. Just listen, guys. You guys are all adults. You can do whatever you want. What I do know is the most simplest rule to make money in a market is the trend is your friend rule. That's it. You don't need to know any TA, no nothing. If you think that you know where the bottom is and you know when the next bull run starts, then you should probably start doing the TA for me, because shit, man, I could learn a lot. Because honestly, every time I've thought over the past few years that, hey, I know where this bottom is, I get my stops ripped apart and I wake up to some losses in my account. So triple bottom on a larger scale. So you can't count those as a triple bottom because they have different bottoms. That's kind of why. Andrew Bentley, I hope you heard that. Yeah, I was saying that you can't call it a triple bottom because it's they're not. Basically, triple bottoms have to be around the same price level, like that. And then the next one also needs to be like that, and then the third one also needs to be like that. Okay, just something to keep in mind. I know you're not calling anything. No, I get it, man. Even if you are, man, I'm not. I'm really not like the kind of person who's going to, um, shun you or anyone for trying to teach me something. I'm always willing to learn. Listen, guys, everyone has a lot to learn. Okay, I constantly try to learn about new indicators, new. My girlfriend's dad, he owns his own hedge fund, so like every week or two, I go to his fund and I try to ask him certain techniques that he's utilizing in his fund. So listen, I mean, if you join our Discord channel, I mean, I share that knowledge with you for free, almost 10 to 14 hours a day. So, yeah. We need people to lose for us to win, though. Yeah, that's always the case. So, don't be a loser, you know? The only way you're going to lose right now is if you FOMO in right now and the market just turns and then you're like, ah, crap, I don't want to be at a loss. Then you sell, but first you buy it like 7,400 and then you sell it like 5,800 or something. Those are the losers in the market, right? So, any other questions, guys? Please, smash those thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I'm really glad we have 41 people watching, and that's fantastic. Aside from that, I think I'm kind of done for the night. I'm really tired, and I hope to do more analysis for you guys. Please join our community. We have like a free, not a free, but I think we have a trial program where you can come join our channel, and I'll still provide analysis there. And if you feel like our channel is worthy, then you can join a membership. I promise, the calls I make, the analysis that I do, I think that will more than make up for the money that you pay in the subscription. So that's a personal promise. All right, guys, that is it. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Bestie on YouTube. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Icon? Thanks for joining, man. I hope you've been listening. Yeah, there's a lot of people, that enjoy my analysis, and I'm really glad. It makes me feel good that, hey, I'm actually helping people. It doesn't really mean anything if my analysis is going on deaf ears, right? So, yeah. The key is learning how to identify undervalued projects, thus lowering your overall risk. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, guys, you take care. I hope my analysis helped you. And if you have any questions, seriously, just message us on Discord or TradingView. So on that note, take care. Have a good night. Cheers.